Big dogs, we made a video talking about YCS Sydney and how uninspiring some of the Yu-Gi-Oh decks could be. But fortunately, for the past couple of weeks, there have been some really good decks that have been topping. And in this video, big dogs, today we're going to be talking about some exciting, powerful Yu-Gi-Oh decks that you can use as alternatives and can whoop the top meta decks. Let's go ahead and jump on in. I really got to fix that because this needs to be just slightly higher. What's going on with y'all, big dogs? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. So, the YCS drama did steal the show from yesterday. And on top of that, there's really only 4 Yu-Gi-Oh decks that have been, I guess you could say, insinuated? No, that's not the right word. Highlighted from that event. Dracotel, Vanquished Soul, Radiant Typhoon, which won, that's pretty cool. And Malice, which gives us kind of like a bad look of the format. But one cool thing about Yu-Gi-Oh right now is that while there are 4 to 5 really strong decks, there are a ton of other decks that have been really successful in every other event. I'm going to be showing you guys some really cool deck lists. My class here today on Twitch, they're going to be asking questions and I'll be giving some answers to why people are playing. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at YCS Sydney. As you guys can see, the top decks is literally like Dracotel, Radiant Typhoon, and Vanquished Soul. But the cool thing is that Radiant Typhoon is a newcomer inside of the meta. And the reason why this deck is so good is simply because you play a ton of spell cards and it's really good at breaking boards. You guys didn't know MST does negate when you have the Radiant Typhoon mandate. So what this deck wants to do is set up this card as soon as possible and then be able to make super boards, or not super boards, but I guess back and forth type boards and break your opponent's board. We'll talk about this a little bit more on my Master Duel channel because us Master Duel players are finally going to get the deck, but it's really good. And I think that this is one of the more fair decks that Yu-Gi-Oh has given us. It's really solid, very strong, and can be a top contender. Was that DDD, my brother? Yes, yes, yes. So YCS Sydney did have Radiant Typhoon win, and DDD got top 4. You could probably say that this is one of the best budget decks in the entire room right now. Let me know if you guys want to see a budget tier list. This right here is Destin Weir's DDD deck list, and man's is Sideboard and Lava Golem. I love them. I love them. In Yu-Gi-Oh right now, there is a lot of hand traps, but what really gets you there is board breaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And if your deck doesn't mix a combination of both, it might struggle. This DDD deck does that. You got a whole bunch of hand traps like the Molcharmies, Ash, Droll, Impulse, but you also can just search Lava Golem, and man's even more devious. Hey yo, he is straight demon, that chat. He playing that Deco Sekka. Bro, that's an old school thing. Lava Golem side, goodbye normal summon. I'd rather risk the golden ball for a chance of a +3 normal summon than give up the normal summon. Well, so here's the problem, Jonathan Jordan. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh boards summon about 2 powerful monsters. You can run that extra risk and play Winged Dragon or Raw Sphere mode, but also you got to remember that Winged Dragon or Raw Sphere mode is harder to get rid of, and you're not all the time getting rid of 3 really good monsters, right? Lava Golem gives up your normal summon, but is very easy to get rid of and is searchable. I want to pull out that Dark Spirit of Mastery allows you to add a level 8 Fiend monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it can search, you know, the DDD cards, but it also can search Lava Golem. I run 2 Lava Golems because I like being annoying. Thank you. We know. I enjoy Lava Golem and Santa Claus. Oh, so all of you guys are doing this. So which one of these decks would you sleeve up in them Raven Wings? My brother in Christ, how'd you know? I think in order to be a complete winner here, you got to sleeve up everything in Raven Wing version 4. Listen here, big dogs. I'm actually holding a pink pack of sleeves. And you guys have been telling me to put the pink pack of sleeves online, so I'm gonna do that. Raven Wing is simply the #1 sleeve in the entire universe. So if you guys want to go ahead and pick up the best sleeves on the planet that also just so happen to be the cheapest, go ahead and go to TheCaliEffect.com. I don't want to hear any bitching or complaining. Go to TheCaliEffect.com and purchase your sleeves today. YCS Sydney also had a White Forest player that we don't have the deck list, which is unfortunate, and it had a Momento deck that I showed you guys last time too. This is another look at it. Momento seems to be a really good deck in formats where board breakers are prevalent, and That's what the deck is crazy good at. Because worst case scenario, you just summon a 5,000 attack guy, this guy, to be able to break your opponent's entire board. Most decks can't do that. Those were the interesting decks from YCS Sydney, but trust, guys, there are actually so many other powerful Yu-Gi-Oh strategies that did have success over the last 2 weeks. We need to see the White Forest deck? Savage, why do you need to see the White Forest deck, my brother? Hold on. Why do you need to see the White Forest deck, my brother? Gotta see why it's topping the YCS? Yeah, okay, I thought you was about to say something traitorous. Unfortunately, again, there's no to that White Forest deck, but there was a White Forest deck that topped. In the Fredericton regional, which didn't have a lot of duelists, unfortunately, but hey, a top is a top. They're going the Nats no matter what. There are some really, really interesting decks here, right? You got White Forest, Orcust, Mitsurugi, Sky Striker. Holy, what is this regional? Wait, timeout, chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Why are there so many White Forest and Sky Striker players in Fredericton, dog? Where's Fredericton? It might be by Epstein Island. God damn, bro. What are you doing? Let's go ahead and take a look at this White Forest deck. All right, this one is a toy box White Forest, and I'm actually a little disappointed that it's not playing the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon line, but congratulations to Riley Weatherby with this White Forest deck. It looks decently standard. It looks like it deserves to be in the trash can. I mean, what? Really got to see that YCS deck when it comes around, but it looks like White Forest can actually be successful no matter what. As you guys can see, Orcust Azamina is doing some things, and this one is using the new combo here. In case you guys didn't know, anytime you activate a spell card and you have a card like, I don't know, Diabell Star to Black Witch, you can make a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I think that it's especially good in decks that like to discard, like getting these Orcust cards in the graveyard, what you want to do anyways. It's not something that I think players can splash in every single Yu-Gi-Oh deck simply because Dragoon isn't as strong as it used to be anymore. I want you guys to get with the times. Forbidden Droplet is in almost every single Yu-Gi-Oh deck right now. There's just way too many outs in Yu-Gi-Oh right now for Dragoon to be that card. Also in that Fredericton regional, I'm gonna get the highest place Sky Striker deck, but I mean, it should come as no surprise that this is one of the best decks in the game, right? Like, this should not be a problem for you. And the best thing about it is that this will be a very budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck. In about a week or so, I think it's a week, 2 weeks, we are going to be getting the legendary decks, or legendary TCG modern decks, whatever they want to call it. It will give us X-Sabers, it will give us Strikers, and Mitsurugi. And the best thing about it, it's giving us cards like Sky Striker Ace Zero as a common, pretty fire. It's also giving us the new Sky Striker cards that we haven't had, Camellia and the Link 1 that they play. It's going to make Sky Strikers, in my opinion, a top tier Yu-Gi-Oh deck. X-Sabers does have a little bit of potential, and Mitsurugi just gets reprints, and it's already been a strong deck. That Las Vegas regional has two interesting decks that I want to show you guys. First is my man Ricky Tipton's Magnet Warrior Fiendsmith, brother. We talked about this deck. I told you. This deck kind of cheap now with all the Magnet Warriors receiving a reprint like Beta Electro Magnet Warrior. And the theme of this deck is to be able to turn all of your opponent's monsters to earth monsters with conduction. If you can play Super Polymerization to be able to fuse their monsters, but this deck can also make Naturia Beast, which is really good in a format where spell cards are important. What's really been picking up steam is the Centurion Canine Elf Note Yu-Gi-Oh deck. So what happens here is you get Elf Note cards who just so happen to be level 6 that allow you to synchro into 10. But this guy's only running like 2 Elf Note cards in Medius to Pure. This isn't even to go to Crystal Wing. Well, hold on. Yo, what is he cooking here? You know what? I probably gonna have to do some testing with this deck. This looks really, really interesting. See, as a casual player, this is why I have an issue with meta. Look at that. Half the damn deck is hand traps. When do we tell them? When do we tell them this isn't meta? When do we tell them that this is the fun side of Yu-Gi-Oh? In case you guys didn't like that last Orcust deck, this is a pure Orcust deck, not even using the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon package. But if you guys didn't listen to me when I told you to pick up these cards before they skyrocket in price, I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't, brother. It was just, it was magnificent to have these cards. If you didn't get them, they're on you, because they're a little bit more expensive than they should be. I got them for dollars, all right? But this is a pure version of Orcust, and I think a card that players really need to watch out for is that Side Frame Gear Delta. That card's crazy. We got to get some love for Live Twins. If Live Twins actually topped, I'd probably quit the game. I wouldn't show any love. Because between Sky Striker, White Forest, and Live Twin, you brothers got to get a life. Y'all got to at least step up to some Exo Stepsisters or something, which ironically got first place at the Gratham Regional. Now, this was 128 duelists, and this is the deck list. This is pretty solid. This is the Exosister deck, and again, we're going to start to see that side frame delta in just about every deck list. I think this is really cool. Like, Exosisters has been a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that's been good, it's been there, and it's been bad. And for them to actually get support to be able to compete in a pretty big regional, I think that's awesome. Let's hope to see more Yu-Gi-Oh strategies get reinvigorated. Like Magical Musketeer. Magical Musketeer actually makes sense for Radiant Typhoon. This is, I think, the same regional. It is the same regional, and this deck, kind of crazy. One of the biggest problems for this deck was activating spell cards under your Magical Musketeers. But you know, Radiant Typhoon Chant and Fiendsmith and Typhoon, it's pretty easy to do it. To be honest with you guys, this might be the deck that we take the Masters in Master Duel, guys. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. Am I coping or am I groping Masters? Looking in Japan, there are some really interesting decks like Aroma. That's a weird deck to look at when you have Arrow Mage, Predaplant, like just a plant Yu-Gi-Oh deck potentially being competitive. I think that we should start picking up Arrow Mage Jasmines and stuff like that just in case. You never know. This might be something decent in the TCG. And Crystal Wing, you guys should have been bought a long time ago, your high rarity copies. And lastly, we have the Niagara Falls Regionals, which shows us Odeon, or as I like to say, bold. So we got Odeon here to be able to wrap it up. And this is, unfortunately, a K9 Odeon deck. But I ain't gonna hate. I'm a little hating. I'm hating that I ain't think of this one sooner. Oh, wait, Lanterns of Dark. No, so you hurt yourself with Purge. But I don't think that really matters because that's the only card that would hurt you. This deck, actually, you know, I'm kind of looking up to it. I'm kind of liking it, chat. I might have to try it out. K9 Odeon, does the Effect go to the dark side? But that's pretty much all that I have for the Yu-Gi-Oh decks that have actually been doing pretty well. As you can see, there is a lot of variants. There's, oh, last one. There's a Blue Eyes deck that's playing the Lunar Rabbit Amajanari, right? Shout out to everybody that has been going to Yu-Gi-Oh, playing at the events, and has been being successful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys like these type of videos, go ahead and let me know. I would probably want to update you guys about this maybe every so often, and yeah, go ahead and hype this video up, check out these ones so I can get you on the next one.